Thought it would be a good idea to share a little bit about what we've learned so far about doing church in a pub. So this is the first of three little videos that we're going to make. Three very professional, high quality.
Raw and unedited.
No.
But we're professionals.
Well, I spent a lot of time on my makeup. But the three quick little videos talking about what we've learned so far doing church in a pub. And we kind of want to start talking about the controversy. Not because that's our favorite thing, contrary to popular belief. Just that the controversy about doing church in a bar in the first place seems to be the biggest thing everybody wants to talk about.
It seems like the most heat we got is not because we were doing church in a pub, but it's the way that we carried it out. So a lot of churches have met in pubs for many, many years. I mean, just as a meeting place. The fact that we were gathering with our people, eating and drinking all the way through the worship service, I think, is what made it unique and what sparked controversy.
Yeah, and of course, a lot of people just didn't like what we were doing. A lot of people had reservations about the drinking. A lot of people had reservations just about the fact that they felt like worship itself should be a little more holy, a little more focused. I mean, they don't even like it when we drink coffee or have water. Eating a sandwich felt particularly, desacralizing. But really, we just said, we're going to try this thing, and we know that not everybody's going to like it. What I wish we would have done better is I wish we would have taught people on the front end what they were supposed to do with their bad feelings. So we should have said, if you have a concern, please help us by articulating specifically what that concern is. Is it a concern with alcohol? Is it a concern with church in a non-churchy place? Is it a concern with church not getting the appropriate reverence in general? Because then I think we could have had much more meaningful conversation. And we also should have given some pointers for how people dealt with their disappointment. So we should have said, like, if you're feeling bummed out, give it a shot. Pray that more people will come to faith than will lose it. Pray that we act like missionaries, not like syncretists. That kind of thing.
Good use of the word syncretist.
I hiccuped.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, part of the deal with our particular scenario here is that MLive, our local news affiliate, picked it up, put it on the web, and that left room for comments online. If you look at the levels of communication and conflict resolution, firing off a comment online is probably ranks right next to the bottom, close to drunk texting, and so. So that wasn't the best way to handle controversy for anybody. And really the people that got fired up and felt like they had the freedom to say something were religious folks that lived in our own neighborhood, and even pastors that were on the same team with here in Jackson, preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. So it was uncomfortable.
It always hurts my feelings when pastors don't like us. I mean, I know I shouldn't, but it's still, and I'm always like, really? How do you not think we're good? I'm in love with Jesus. We're doing Jesus' work. It always makes me cry a little bit.
What hurts my feelings more is when people had to look on to the pastors fighting with one another. And one of the things that I think that we did well, and one of the things that I think Jesus is proud of, because we've got this feedback from our people too, is that we didn't play into that online. So while we weren't at a loss for words, we didn't play into that online and continue to fight with people online. And it was so easy. It was low-hanging fruit. I mean, Scripture was quoted out of context. My favorite was the verse that was half-quoted that by a pastor locally that said, woe to him that gives strong drink to his neighbor. And the rest of that verse says, so that he may look upon his nakedness, which I wanted so badly to go back and say, I will promise you we're not getting people drunk to look at their nakedness in this church in a pub. But we didn't. And it really doesn't, nobody wins anything in those scenarios.
Yeah, I do wish we would have better prepared our people and given some thought into the community just to say, look, if you don't agree with us, please bear in mind that the way you express your disagreement can itself become a reproach on the gospel. Because when Christians criticize other Christians, people who don't consider themselves Christians feel like all their most hateful prejudices about Christians are then proven. Aha, you see, they hate each other. Religion, just nitpicks. And those guys are all judgmental goofballs. And So if we had it all to do over again, I would have said, hey, look we get not everybody thinks what we think. And we get that not everybody believes, like we do, that this can be a good thing. Can you please articulate your disagreement privately, or at least not in a venue where perhaps spiritual seekers might be turned off?
Right. So that's a little on the controversy. We're going to turn out a few of these videos for you to just kind of talk about our experience, and this one was specifically about controversy. If you have something that you'd like to add to the conversation, you want to talk with us, go ahead and comment on this, unless you want to fight, and then we're not interested.